Tom Brady has officially set the standard for the Las Vegas Raiders heading into 2026 season, and one thing is crystal clear. Last season's performance simply wasn't good enough. Speaking recently about the team's expectations, Brady didn't single out one player, one coach, or one position group. Instead, he made it clear that everyone in the organization underperformed. From the coaching staff to the players and everyone involved behind the scenes, Brady believes the Raiders fell short in every area, and that's something that has to change this season. What's interesting about Brady's comments is that they aren't just criticism of last year, they're a message about the future. Since becoming a minority owner, Brady has emphasized accountability, preparation, and building a winning culture. After an offseason filled with major changes, including a new coaching staff, a new offensive system, veteran leadership, and several key additions to the roster, the expectations have naturally increased. Brady isn't hoping the Raiders improve, he expects them to improve, and that's a mentality many Raiders fans have wanted to hear for years. Last season wasn't just disappointing because of the number of losses. The team struggled in multiple phases of the game, lacked consistency, and often failed to execute in key moments. This offseason, however, the Raiders have made it clear that they're trying to change that identity. The focus now is on discipline, accountability, and creating a culture where everyone is held to the same standard. If those changes translate onto the field, the Raiders should be a much more competitive football team in 2026. Now let's move to some positive news involving the Raiders' biggest defensive star. Maxx Crosby recently shared a very encouraging update on his recovery, revealing on his podcast that his rehab is actually ahead of schedule. Crosby said he's feeling like himself again, has returned to more intense workouts, and expects to be fully ready when training camp begins. That's huge news for the Raiders. Crosby has been the heart and soul of this defense for years, and having him back at full strength could completely change the outlook of this team. With the additions the Raiders made on defense during the offseason, a healthy Maxx Crosby could help elevate this unit to another level. His leadership, energy, and ability to pressure opposing quarterbacks are things this defense simply can't replace. Of course, whenever you have a player as talented as Maxx Crosby, trade rumors are almost inevitable during the offseason. A recent hypothetical proposal suggested the Raiders could receive future draft picks and young talent in exchange for their superstar pass rusher. While it's certainly an interesting topic for fans to debate, there's currently no indication that the Raiders are even considering such a move. In fact, everything we've heard from both the organization and Crosby himself points in the opposite direction. Maxx has repeatedly expressed his commitment to the Raiders, and the front office continues to build this defense around him. At this point, he remains the face of the franchise and one of the team's most important leaders. Unless something dramatically changes in the future, it's hard to imagine the Raiders moving on from a player who's become such an important part of their identity. Overall, there's plenty for Raider Nation to be excited about heading into the new season. Tom Brady has raised the expectations for everyone in the organization, Maxx Crosby appears to be on track for training camp, and despite all the offseason speculation, the Raiders seem committed to keeping one of the best defensive players in the NFL in Las Vegas. Now I want to hear from you, Raider Nation. Do you agree with Tom Brady's message that everyone has to be better this season? And what are your expectations for the Raiders in 2026? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Raiders news and updates.